Good morning, everybody. How are you? Oh, let me see if my connection's going to work. Yeah, I hope so. So this is Cindy from Ask Nurse Cindy. How are you? Happy January 5th, 2019. And we are celebrating, I guess, National Keto Day. Who knew? Who knew that there was National Keto Day? So I am in my studio. Those of you, hi everybody, as you're hopping on. Oh, hi Bubba. Hi Michael, how are you? My nephew, Michael, how much have you lost actually now, you and Kelly? I think you're down, 100 pounds? And he's been just incredible. And hi Kim, how are you? And hi Cindy. So hit the share button, because what we're going to talk about today, and Michael, if you don't mind, let them know how much you've lost. You have done an incredible pound. He's been so motivated by the changes in his health and how it can impact his journey. He's actually in nursing school, and I'm so proud of him. So we're going to have Ask Nurse Michael here before too long. So we're going to talk today, and I always say I'm not going to stay on too long, and I'm going to try not to stay on too long today. I pulled up to my favorite store and they're closed. They don't open until 10. So I figured, I'm going to do a live video. Hi, Tracy. How are you? I'm so proud of you and your keto journey and your labs and everything. So great. And hi, Patty. So we're going to talk about why is your posture so important on this keto journey. So first, let's talk about posture. So there's the type of posture you're probably thinking about, and that's my physical body and how do I carry my physical body. And that is something I do want to talk about, because we're down on our phones a lot, right? We're looking down at our phones, we're texting, we're doing, we're watching videos, and whatever you're doing right now, what I want you to realize is that how you carry yourself, your posture bodily, is important, because you're going to either allow your lungs adequate expansion or you're not. And so I want you to, whatever you're doing, and it's going to be hard for me because I'm holding the phone, is to put your shoulders back and put your chin up. And if you have to hold the phone in front of you, I want you to see, what does that do? So when you open up your chest, when you change your posture, you allow oxygen in. You really I was watching a podcast yesterday. I like to look at all sorts of different podcasts when I'm driving and stuff. And this gentleman was talking about how we stand, how we position ourselves can literally change our mood. It can literally change how we feel. So if we're all slumped over and we're dejected and we're sort of, this diet, let's just talk about physical first. I'll go into the emotional. So if we're all sort of like this, and we have bad days, and we do go through a lot of painful things in our lives. Losing my mom 5 months ago was just horrible. But if we constantly are slumped over, we are actually compressing our ability to pull in oxygen and exchange. And when we don't have adequate oxygen, a lot of changes happen in our body. So, or I don't want to say adequate, optimal. Oh, do you like the way the light's coming in? This is such an important video. No, that's funny. I have no idea what that's doing. Oh, that's pretty cool. I like it. It won't last because the sun's moving. But anyway, I want you to concentrate on shoulders back, chin up. All right. I want you to concentrate as you're going through your day, shoulders back, chin up. And then what I'd like you to do is pay attention to, hi, Veronica. My roots are so bad. Veronica is the most amazing hairdresser, and I get to see her Friday. And she takes my pretty thin hair and makes amazing things happen. Hi, sweetheart. So anyway, shoulders back, chest out, chin up, sort of think of a string pulling your head up. And what you're going to notice is your mood improves. It is something very powerful about how we carry ourselves, what our posture is physically, and how well we feel. And when we feel better, we're much more likely to do good things for ourselves. And keto is one of the best things that's ever happened to me. Veronica's been doing my hair for, honey, about a decade practically. And she knows how I've struggled. She knows what I've been through. And 75 pounds and 2.5 years ago, I was not carrying myself well. And one of the things that I'd like you to do is to try to, and hit the share button if you know anybody that might benefit from something, because we're going to get into the emotional posture here in just a minute. But when you get out of the car, chest up, shoulders back, chin up, and I want you to walk with confidence. And if you walk with bodily confidence, it will change how you feel here. And we've done several videos on the importance of this space between your ears. In other words, my mental thought process, what I do. And so, Sandy, you're so kind. Hi, Richard. Long time no talk. How have you been? So anyway, yes, I know, my sweetheart. So we want to have good physical carriage. We want to shoulder, I'm sitting here in the car and I just slumped over. So shoulders back, chin up, and breathe. And you're going to be amazed on how you, and Allison just said the Pioneer Woman's doing a lot of low carb recipes. Fantastic. So anyway, so that's the physical posture. Now, the next thing, this is the second and probably the most important posture, thing I want you to focus on and be aware of. And that is your mental posture. How am I thinking about keto? How am I thinking about what I'm doing to try to improve my health? Because what I want you to think through is this difference. So think of my mental posture. My mental posture can be, and I know it's confusing when you first start. And I know there's a lot. It's totally upside down thinking. I get it. I was there. I truly do get it. But if we go around going, oh my God, this is so hard and it's so confusing and it's so complex. And do you see what happened to my body language as I bent my head down? So what we need to consider, and I can't tell you you need to do anything, but one thing I'd like you to consider, and I preach to myself so much on this. I sometimes listen to myself again so I can encourage myself, is to think, flip that. Just like we're doing chest, shoulders back, chest out, chin up. I want you to think, this is an exciting time in my life. I'm learning so much. I never knew food could have such an impact because food is information. When I eat food, it is like a computer program that then as it's digested, breaks up into these little information packets and it tells my hormones how to respond. All right. So instead of being, oh my God, this is so hard and I'm never going to get it. And it's so hard to count my macros and how do I track all this stuff and which app should I use? You'll get there. It takes time. I'm so much different now about how I feel about things than I was 2.5 years ago when I started. So let's think through how we can change our mental posture. So go ahead and type in what you think. How are you dealing with the emotions of this? What are you doing to keep yourself positive? So one of the things we can do is we can look at this as an exciting journey. We can look at this as, and this is so important, ladies and gentlemen, progress over perfection. Progress over perfection. I got a little drippy nose because of all the pollen here in San Antonio. But anything I do to improve my eating habits, any carbohydrates that are highly processed that I avoid, anytime I think about eating and I'm like, I realize I'm not hungry, but I'm responding to some emotional trigger. If I take a little bit of salt and put it in my hand, like I did the video with Rachel the other day, and I did that little picture of my hand with salt, and I do a salt pop, drink some water, and set your timer for 5 minutes. If you can make it through that 5 minutes, it might just be that you're low on sodium. It might just be that you're dehydrated. So think through start telling us what you can do. Whether you think you can or whether you think you can't, Laura, it's right. You're right. Whatever you think, if you think you can do this, if you think you can't, that's correct. So self-talk, your posture of your emotions. I can do this. I might not understand it all right now, but there's great content out on all the social media. There's great books out there. There's Cholesterol Clarity, Keto Clarity, The Obesity Code. You guys help me with some Big Fat Lie, The Truth About Sugar. There's so many different things that we can. And trust me, you do need to invest in this eating plan, this way of eating. And I don't mean necessarily a lot of financial investment, but you need to invest some time. And if you do that and you realize that people do this, I scroll back maybe a couple of weeks ago, I posted some of my before and after pictures. And I haven't done that. And I'm still not done in my journey. I've still got at least 20, 25 pounds to go. But so many people were surprised. They didn't realize that I used to be that heavy because I started this at 234. And I'm 5'3", so that's a lot of weight. So the mental attitude, your posture, not just your physical. And it's really interesting. If I take care of my physical posture, shoulders back, chest out, chin up, and I walk with pride because I'm taking control of what goes in my mouth. And when I put the right foods in, those whole foods, those foods that are nutrient dense, and I avoid the stuff in bright colored cellophane, I'm going to control my hormones. I'm going to control my mood. I'm going to be able to tell my body, hey, you're in a good, safe place. There's plenty of food. You'll find that your appetite, physical appetite, goes down. So that was basically, yeah. So, oh gosh, Sue, Sue's got cancer and she's hoping this will help her with her cancer. Sue, there's some great work out there. If you haven't listened to Dr. Angela Poff, P-O-F-F, or Dr. Dominic D'Agostino, and there's some others out there whose names escape me, they're doing some amazing research on the ability for ketones, if you're providing your body with a lot of ketones as your fuel instead of sugar, that it can, with certain cancers, have a very big impact in conjunction with what you're doing with your medical professional teams. So yeah, we're praying for you, Sue. That's, yeah, you're so kind. So what are you guys doing? How do you take care of the mental attitude, for your mental posture? Natalie asked, what's the top thing to focus on to get on track and keep at it for the next few weeks until we get there? Well, the first thing is really one of the key secrets that helped me was I had to get into ketosis. That can take 3 to 5 days if you're just doing it with your diet. The longer you go with minimal carbs, those first 3 to 5 days, and I really couldn't care less if you eat a dozen eggs a day. I don't care if you have 2 pounds of ribeye. Now I'm being a little exaggerated, but to me, the important thing is to get into ketosis, and protein and the whole gluconeogenesis when you're first starting out. Don't worry about that if you've heard about that. Have some good fat's very good and satisfying. Have some chicken thighs. Don't get the chicken breast. Get good fats in you like butter and ghee and olive oil and things like that. I posted a thing from Dr. DiNicolantonio about what are the good fats versus processed fats we want to avoid. But once you get into ketosis, and of the tracking that you need to do the first 3 to 5 days, the first week, to me, this is my opinion, is just keep your carbohydrate count low. Okay, so keep it at 20 grams total carbs or less per day for the first week or so. And that's what Dr. Eric Westman recommends from Duke University. So you can Google him. Adapt Your Life is one of his websites. Dr. Eric Westman, E-R-I-C. And what he has his people do at Duke, at his obesity and lifestyle medicine clinic, is you just he doesn't ask them to track macros. He doesn't ask them to track calories, but he does ask them to limit their carbohydrate intake quite dramatically. And you can Google Dr. Eric Westman, page 4, and a PDF will pop up. And I think it's on dietdoctor.com, which is a great website, by the way. And he asked them to, and once you enter ketosis, and the more aggressive you can be on your carbohydrates, don't starve yourself. Do not go around hungry. Eat. Say, I'm doing good things. This is not going to hurt me. I need to get into ketosis. And once you get into ketosis, see, my light went away, but that's still an awe. You are going to say, wow, I feel amazing, because I was so cranky the first 3 to 5 days. I was so cranky. And then I kicked from burning glucose into burning ketones. My body was releasing my fat stores. It helps your mood, helps your attitude, helps your energy. So the first couple of weeks, Natalie, I'd like you to just worry about your carbohydrate intake. And if you're hungry, scramble an egg or 2. Make some deviled eggs. Have cheese sticks on hand, or pepperoni slices, or salami. Get some good natural deli meat. Whatever it is you want to do. And if you're all about organic grass-fed, God bless you. But most of us cannot afford that all the time. So do what you can. Get into ketosis. And it is amazing what else happens from there. It all cascades from there, and it's all about the carbohydrate intake. Oh gosh, 20, and Bernie, thanks, Allison. That's great. Yeah, Tammy, stop watching the scale because it's depressing. Hi, Jen. Jen, you're amazing. This is my sister in love, sort of kind of remotely, but you're a life coach now, right, Jen? And thoughts are huge, truly. And what's interesting is a thought can drop into your mind. There's some great books out there, and a neuroscientist by the name of Dr. Carolyn Leaf has some very uplifting stuff, and there's a book called the 4-8 Principle. But when we have a thought drop in their mind, oh, I'm never going to make it, we can let that thought, think of it as spark popping out of a campfire, and it lands on my shirt. And I can look down at that shirt. That's the bad thought. That's the depressing thought. And I can look down at it, because I can't necessarily control what thoughts pop in, but I have absolute control if I continue to think about them. Okay? And if so, that thought, I'm never going to make it, drops on my shirt. That's the ember. I can look down and I can watch my shirt catch fire, and I can blow on it. And I can, let's go back to the brain, that I'm never going to make it. This is too hard. And I can self-talk myself out of it. Or I can, in other words, I can let that ember burn on my shirt until it catches my whole body on fire. Or I can flick it off. I can say, I am going to make it. I do have a lot to learn. However, I am strong, and I've got so much support on the internet, and I've got friends that I can gather around me. Other people want to be healthy. I can do this. So our thoughts are vital. Okay. It is so important. I'm trying to scroll down. There's, you guys are fantastic. Oh, I just got rid of it. It's having some abdominal muscles this summer. I'm doing. Oh, so a lot of you are doing the carnivore challenge with Dr. Barry. Oh, you're so sweet. So I have spoken before on Adapt Your Life on their video. I think I've been there once or twice on their channel. And I have been involved in Adapt Your Life with Dr. Westman. He's one of my keto heroes. I told him when I first met him, and I know he thought I was a stalker, because I get all gooey when I'm around these guys and gals that are keto experts like Maria Emmerich. And I walked up and I said, okay, I got to tell you something. This was last year when I was 60 instead of 61. I said, I'm 60 years old. I'm happily married, but I have a massive clinical crush on you. And I know he thought, so when I first met him, I know he thought, what a weirdo. But I do have a video from the Houston event on my Facebook page and on my YouTube channel about him. He and I sat and interviewed each other, or talked about keto. And then Dr. Barry and I are doing a Keto 101 class here, an all-day class here in San Antonio on April 6th. Location to be determined, and we're going to keep the cost very, very reasonable so people can afford it. So posture, it's vital for keto. So I want you to focus this week on physical posture, shoulders back, chest out, chin up, deep breaths. And I also want you to think through what is my mental posture on this eating plan? And if you're going to have negative thoughts. It happens. But flick it off, just like you would if that was a spark coming out of a campfire. You wouldn't think through, should I let this spark sit on me? This spark is probably going to hurt. But we let negative mental thoughts lodge in our brain. That person ignored me. They didn't give me the respect. I don't understand what's going on. I ate something I shouldn't have last night. Now I'm all depressed. I might as well give up. Flick it off. Replace it with something upside down. Yes, I messed up last night. Yes, that wasn't something that I should have done. However, today's a new day, and I can control what goes in my mouth today. Meal prep. Find some recipes. Oh my gosh, I make the best meatloaf. I bake some great chicken wings. I make, you name it. You guys can look at a lot of my videos. I hope to tonight go over to my daughter Lauren's house, and once the grandbabies are in bed, I'm babysitting for a while. I hope to show you how I make my high fiber keto biscuits, and make a batch of those. And one of the things I just realized the other day is I want to start putting the dry ingredients and do several batches. Most of the hassle is just pulling everything out and putting it up. So I'm going to get some nice Ziploc bags and make 2 or 3 batches of the dry ingredients that won't go bad, seal them real good, and then all I'll have to do is add the wet. But anyway, your posture. What's your posture? Oh, Manny, I'm proud of you for your weight loss, and all of you guys. I'm so proud of you for your efforts. I'm so proud of you for joining me on a Saturday. So I'm going to sign off because I got things to do, and I'm going to take care of my posture, and I hope you do too. Hey, it's not too late to share with others how you take care of mental challenges. How do you manage when life sort of whacks you on the side of the head, and what do you do to help maintain a positive, uplifted attitude? And if you find that hard, there's so many things out there on the internet that you can go to that will help you, and I'm here too. You guys are a great community. I care for you so much. You keep me motivated. I was talking to my husband last night, and I said, you know, I don't know so much. And I posted my water balloon video earlier today. So if you want to see what I look like, we were watching it this morning, just shaking our head because I'd already been on keto 2 months. And he goes, look at your hands. Look how chubby your hands were. So even we forget how far I've come. So look at not how far you have to go, but what changes have you made so far? And I'm sure you're going to be able to elevate your mental posture and your physical. Bye, guys. Have a great day. See ya.